It's been the strangest week. It is mid-August, and all of my teacher buddies, colleagues, including my wife, went back to work, and I did not. My wife has been slammed with all kinds of work emails, trainings, questions, and I don't even have access to my work email anymore. I had breakfast out with my mother on a Thursday morning. On a Friday at lunchtime, I went with a bunch of my old high school teachers to lunch. So I am Drew. I'm 52, and I retired after 30 years of teaching high school science. I taught a lot of subjects, but mostly taught physics. There are two common questions everyone is asking. The first is, what are you going to do with your time? Several people have actually expressed concern and are worried that I may get bored. The thing is, I've been bored at work, but I hardly ever get bored away from school. I've got a lot of ideas about how to spend my days. The second question they ask about is money, and health insurance leads the line of questions. I'm very open about money and actually love talking about finances. The health insurance question, I can delay a little while because my wife is working her last year of teaching. And other questions about finances, I don't have it worked out, but I plan on talking about that in some future videos once I get a clear plan in place. Over my 30 years of teaching high school, I've grown pretty comfortable talking in front of groups of high school kids. In fact, it's pretty awesome to do now, and I'm going to miss it. I get a little bit scared talking in front of groups of adults, and I get my way through it, but not my favorite. I'm absolutely terrified of speaking to cameras, and so I think it's a good idea for me to start a YouTube channel where I talk to cameras all day. YouTube channel could help me overcome that fear of talking to cameras, and it might fight off the boredom. In addition to not liking talking to cameras, I don't have any video equipment or microphones or any knowledge about how to set up lighting or how to edit a video. I'd flash my cell phone as the example of the one piece of equipment I have, but I'm using the cell phone to record this video. I'm also pretty sure that making this video is going to eat all the remaining memory up on that cell phone. Despite all that, a YouTube channel sounds fun, and hopefully it could be entertaining and helpful to the right people. I've dabbled in lots of things over the years. I worked for a local construction company beginning in high school. That company mostly remodeled houses, and I was assigned to help out the carpenters. My grandfather was actually a lawyer who was a very talented carpenter. I never worked with him, but I've seen the furniture he built, and I inherited lots of his woodworking tools. Bought my first house at 23, and ever since then I've had continuous DIY projects going on in any real estate that I owned. My last 5-year stint of teaching was at the governor's school, and while I was there I taught an elective class that had students using 3D printers, laser cutters, Arduinos, and anything else they needed to create projects. While I was at the governor's school, I started a makers club to get more students into the shop to get them exposed to all of those cool toys. So currently we own 3 properties. The first I'll refer to is the Roanoke house. It's about 100 years old. We've been here 25 years, and at one point or another I've torn into all parts of it and rebuilt much of it. Overall, it's in pretty good shape, but the garage, basement, attic are kind of a jumbled mess full of tools and unstarted projects and unfinished projects. And so I've got a lot to do just looking around here in Roanoke. In addition to the Roanoke house, we have a little townhouse in Myrtle Beach. We bought it 12 years ago. It's a really strange neighborhood. There's like 6 or 7 like identical buildings built in a row, and each of them has 4 units in it. They're townhouses, so technically like you own the land and the structure above it, unlike a condominium, and there's no HOA. That's kind of good for low expense, but like every unit has different shingles, different fencing, different color siding now. And it's a lot of people from a lot of different backgrounds living very closely together. And, there's a lot of trash on the street. There's like some arguing over parking. Um, but you go outside and you start walking towards the beach, and you walk kind of 2 blocks through that weird neighborhood, and then you cross this big highway, Kings Highway. And on the east side of Kings Highway, the $1 million houses start. The mayor's house is there. It's got to be a $10 million house. And then there's a beautiful section of beach with no hotels on it, with houses right on the beach. Some of the best memories we have are growing up with the kids on summer vacation, being there. My wife and I, both as teachers, allowed us to spend 6 weeks in a summer down at the beach, and had a lot of projects going on at the townhouse. It's been tough to like finish them all, so some have been started and unfinished because you drive in and out of town, and you got to have tools in Roanoke and you got to have tools in Myrtle Beach. But I'm hoping have a chance to finish up some of that stuff there. My daughter actually lives there now and is working for Marriott. Next piece of property I'm really excited about. Um, just about a month ago, I was scrolling Zillow and found a house that was on the east side of the highway, and we'll refer to it as the Myrtle Beach cottage. But next thing you know, I was inside of it and putting in an offer, and we came to a deal. I offered them a lowball amount, I thought, but I said that I didn't need to inspect it because all I really cared about was the location of it, and I figured I could rebuild the stuff anyway. Um, there was a lot of stuff in the house, and it was kind of like hard to like orient yourself and figure out like what it was going to look like once everything got cleared out. So part of the deal we worked was that they were going to take the low offer, but they wanted to stay for 2 months after the closing happened. So I've actually owned that place for 3 weeks now, and don't have keys to it, and it's another 5 or 6 weeks before I get back inside. So we're really excited about the Myrtle Beach cottage. So once again, my name is Drew. I'm hoping that a YouTube channel about a handy science teacher who retired at 52 and is fixing up a bunch of properties, including a Myrtle Beach cottage, while also tackling any other projects that catch my eye, will be interesting and helpful to some people. So, what's Drew up to?